Boys ages 11, 12, and 16 robbed a bank in Texas. A couple claims a moving company stole all of their sex dominoes, and a bakery is denied a liquor license because it's too close to a pyramid. These are the weird stories for Thursday on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast recorded inside a hot closet. Let's go. 3 boys, ages 11, 12, and 16, are arrested for robbing a bank in Texas. Well, guys, rent is no joke, even in Texas these days. You got to do what you got to do to pay them bills, man. We have here 3 young boys between the ages of 11 and 16. They were taken into custody in connection with the robbery of a bank. In my imagination, these 3 young boys robbed a bank wearing an adult trench coat, standing on each other's shoulders. Anybody else picturing this? Yeah, see, I said, give me all your money or I'll blast. And I'll blast too. Yeah, and I'll blast too. Wait a minute, there's 3 voices coming from this trench coat. Surprise, there's 3 of us under here. Man, well, this is just boys being boys. Yeah, some boys play Sega Genesis when they're 11 years old. Other boys, they go out and rob banks. I never robbed a bank as a young boy. I did shoplift from a Kmart, I recall. I remember distinctly stealing marshmallow peeps around Easter, and I remember taking them out of the package and then shoving individual peeps into my pockets, like shoving the marshmallows into my jeans pockets without the package. I'm like, yeah, this is going to work. They just melted in my pocket. I'm not saying I was a good shoplifter. I was doing my best. Let's get some more information about these 3 boys who the authorities are calling the Little Rascals. All right, the Little Rascals. They say this incident happened at a Wells Fargo bank. Well, I think we should give the kids some leniency, given that it's a Wells Fargo, probably the most evil of all the financial institutions. It says, according to the Harris County Sheriff's Office, the boys passed a teller a very threatening note. Was it written in crayon? No. There's no photo of the note. It doesn't even say what the note said. I'd love to know. The boys were thought to be armed, though they didn't show any weapon. Perhaps they mentioned in the threatening note that they were armed. The boys have been dubbed the Little Rascals on account of their age, which was initially reported to be between 14 and 18, but following the arrest, turned out they were 11, 12, and 16. The authorities, shortly after the robbery, released surveillance photos of the suspects, a.k.a. the Little Rascals, and then the parents of 2 of the boys identified them to law enforcement, while the third came into contact with police following a fight and was recognized by officers. Wow, these kids are up to shenanigans, as they say. The county sheriff, Ed Gonzalez, told the media that the boys have been charged with robbery by threat. The authorities have not released the names of the boys because of their age at this point. All in all, authorities say these boys got away with an unknown amount of cash, and authorities have not confirmed whether the money was recovered or if there were any other individuals involved. Did they only take cash, or before they left, did they go, all right, now empty all the lollipop bowls, now, all of them? Oh, those little rascals will be rascals, won't they? The only thing this story's missing is the part where Buckwheat got arrested and Alfalfa got shot. Yay! A couple claims that a moving company stole all of their sex dominoes. Don't you hate it when that happens, guys? When you get your sex dominoes stolen? I don't know what sex dominoes are, but I'm sure I'm going to learn about it. This story's out of Columbia County, Georgia. A couple told the police that a moving company stole their sex dominoes last week. The gall of somebody to steal one's sex dominoes. On March 13th, a man told the Columbia County Sheriff's Office that while a moving company was helping him pack his house up, a theft occurred. A theft of a very important item in their life. The sex dominoes. I may have to Google these sex dominoes and see what's going on here. Hold on. All right, I found the item in question. These sex dominoes are pretty racy. There's little photos on each of the dominoes. There's no numbers that I can see, just little photos of what looks like sexual positions and whatnot. The sex dominoes are a set of sexually stimulating dominoes for lovers. Hey, man, not just for lovers. They're fun for the whole family if you're in Alabama. Now, it says when you're ready to play, you can live up your evenings with these sex dominoes. In this game, the player who wins selects a path of sexual activities to act out. Woo! Sex Dominoes game includes 28 dominoes with 14 sexually stimulating rewards. And the game also includes game rules for those who need rules. Buy your Sex Dominoes today, it says. Yeah, buy them today, guys, and get busy with the Sex Dominoes. So I suppose these are like those sexy dice. You ever play the sex dice game? You roll the dice, and then the person has to do what's on the dice to you or vice versa. I played with those once with a partner, consensually, I might add. I did not really have a good time from my memory. I just wanted her to touch my nether regions, and instead I kept rolling foot stuff, and I don't really like getting my feet touched. I'm quite ticklish, so to me that's not fun at all. So that was a fail. All right, enough of me. Back to the story. The man who had his sex dominoes stolen told the deputies he saw one of the movers place the sex dominoes on top of a dresser along with a few other items. And then he saw the mover go back to that area later on before leaving, and then noticed the sex dominoes along with an iPad were missing. It sounds like the more valuable item here is the iPad. Shouldn't the title of this story be "Movers Steal an iPad"? Although I guess it wouldn't be much of a clickbait. I fell for it, guys. I fell for the clickbait, as I usually do. Sex dominoes stolen. But what about the iPad, man? The man told the police he would prosecute if a suspect was identified. Well, okay then. I don't know if this is really news, but it allows me to crack some jokes about sex games, I suppose. And we can learn something here. You got to keep an eye on those movers, first of all. You don't hire the movers to come to your house and then go get coffee. You got to stand around and make sure they're not stealing your sex dominoes and iPads. I wonder what other sexy games that they have out there. Like, is there a Sexy Connect 4? I got you diagonally. Oh, pretty sneaky, sis. Is there a Sexy Bop It game? That'd be amazing. Pull it. Twist it. Oh, right there. Don't stop. A bakery is denied a liquor license because it's too close to a pyramid. The owner of a West Side Salt Lake City bakery, this is in Utah, says that he's struggling to stay in business with his bakery. He believes that getting a liquor license would help with that. I don't know what you're going to do with a liquor license if you're a bakery. I suppose rum cake? That's an option. Let's keep reading and learn. The problem, according to the state's Department of Alcoholic Beverage Services and the Utah law, is that his bakery is too close to a church. And they have some very strict alcohol laws in Utah, along with a lot of churches. We have here pastry chef Andrew Carrao, who opened 43 Bakery last fall. His business is financially not in a great spot. It's been a slow winter and spring for the bakery, which is located in a warehouse that requires an extensive build-out to open. Andrew is still trying to pay off the construction debts for the bakery. He also got new insurance in anticipation of starting to sell alcohol, which raised his yearly rate from $1,200 to $12,000. Andrew had to install the drop-down ceiling in order to replace his conditional business license with an official business license, which is needed to apply for a liquor license. Okay, so there's a lot of hoops to jump through to get a liquor license, as you can imagine, in Utah. I mean, I don't even know why you would even try that. Just bring your bakery elsewhere, Corral. Just bring it, Andrew, somewhere else, man. Utah's not friendly to alcohol. Now, one big issue that Andrew had is the legal requirement that an establishment that's licensed to sell alcohol must be a certain distance away from churches, schools, and other community locations. 200 feet as measured in a straight line, and 300 feet as measured using pedestrian pathways. Now we have here 43 Bakery is very close to something called the Summum Pyramid, which is a church whose rites include modern mummification. Okay. Modern mummification in your church, how is that legal? The Church of Summum, it says, was established in 1975 and has been in that location for 50 years. In their statement on their website, it says, "Our pyramid is our sanctuary and place of worship, and we expect the same protections as any other religion." All right, I had to look up this Church of Summum. It might be pronounced Summum. I can't. It's Summum. Summum. I'm probably not correct with any of those, but I hardly am on the Weird AF News podcast, but I do the best I can. Now, I was hoping to see some photos of a mummy. Instead, this is what I'm finding here. Summum is Utah's first federally bonded winery. So they're actually making wine in there, but calling it a church. Apparently the wine is used in their church services. This is how they get around it. So this is just bizarre. So you're not allowed to have booze too close to a church, which is really a winery. Wow. Dude, just register your bakery as a church and call all of your booze tastings communion, and then you should be good to go, right? Serve up some church-themed booze drinks, like the Bloody Mary of Christ, or a Long Island Blood of Christ. I'm sure you guys can come up with some better ones than that. Please call me and tell me. Now, Andrew says that his vision for the bakery was to develop a dinner and evening dessert menu and pair that with wine and local beer. He also said he wanted to hold some private events in the space and that having liquor sales would have been a big part of that. It might have revitalized his failing bakery. I'm not sure. There's just too many hoops to jump through trying to serve alcohol in Utah. Have you guys heard of Zion curtains? I had a friend that she was the manager of a restaurant in a hotel in Utah, and she told me about these curtains. So in certain establishments that serve alcohol, they'll put a partition around the bartenders so no one can see them mixing drinks. Or as was the case in her restaurant, if a table had ordered some booze, they would put a curtain, they would slide a curtain around the table so that other diners wouldn't see them drinking alcohol in the establishment. Just, I don't know, to protect the kids. The whole thing is so bizarre to me. I tell you, Utah, I cannot wrap my head around it. It's such a bizarre place. I mean, upper level insane alcohol laws that make no sense at all. And the weirdest religions that we have in the whole nation. I mean, imagine mummies in a pyramid. Come on. What are we doing, Utah? Are you okay, Utah? Are you okay? Well, hello, my friends and my loyal listeners of the Weird AF News podcast. I appreciate you spending a little time with me and the podcast. I want to remind you that tomorrow's Friday, so I'll be doing only weird news from Florida. If you're new to the show, I do weird news 5 days a week from around the world, but on Friday, it's only weird news from Florida. So we call it Florida Friday. And if you come across any weird Florida stories, just send them on over. My email is funnyjones@gmail.com. I'm on Instagram @funnyjones. You can slide into my DMs and put any sort of links to a Florida story in there as well. I'll get those. I always do. And I always appreciate you guys sending me Florida stories, so thank you. If you want to call the show, 646-450-2012. I'm going to publish some calls after this if you want to stick around. We heard from some OGs of the show, such as Elmo. And Angry Florida Man called back after being on a hiatus. He's still alive, thankfully, so heard from him as well. So stick around if you want to hear that. If you want to support the show, go to the website. It's the official website, weirdafnews.com, and you can buy a coffee or join my Patreon, which is a great way to support the show. But joining the Patreon's like buying Jonesy a beer every month or a coffee every month. It's pretty cool, and you get extra Weird AF content along with that. So I recommend that as a way to support the show. Or don't. It's fine. You can support the show by just listening or leaving a review. You can also tell a friend. That's always a fun thing to do. I appreciate you guys. I'll keep it brief here, and we'll see you tomorrow for Florida Friday. Good luck with your life, man.
Yay!
Hi, Jonesy. It's Hannah from Chicago. And I saw your story about the couple escaping from the assisted living home and not really getting very far. I think it's sad that they had to be on the news before the staff decided to, check on them more often and have them go out for walks. Like, they didn't make those changes until something drastic happened. I mean, like, oh my god. Yeah, I don't know, that's just ridiculous. Yeah. You have to be on the news and that something drastic has to happen in order for someone to actually make a change. But yeah, hopefully they'll be able to go out more often for walks, and hopefully living there will be easier. But yeah, I live in an assisted living home for blind people, and you have a teeny tiny beep, 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 bit of freedom, but not a lot compared to the amount of freedom you would have at a regular assisted living home. The director wants you to call it a supportive living home, but it's actually an assisted living home. But yeah, I hope you're doing well, and good luck with your life, man.
Hey there, Jonesy. It's the angry Florida man again here. I'm calling. I apologize. I had one too many joke colas. Yes, I did find a reserve of them at the Dollar Tree, and they were in the back, and they were a little dust on. But anyway, Jonesy, they were kicking in a minute ago there when I called about the double trouble leg there. So anyway, what I would like to refer to now is that bionic kitty cat there, over there in the Japan, it seems it was trying to, I don't know what it was doing. What was it doing? It was trying to get a little overtime, doing a little metal plating. I mean, they got the animals working there too now. Anyway, Jones, I don't really know necessarily what I feel about this, but I don't like to have lows in the conversation. I like to keep it going. I like to keep it moving. I'm a mover and I'm a shaker, you know. So what I'm thinking is, I like where you're going there with the possibility this may be like an atomic creature. Like something that may be able to fight the Godzilla, or as they say over there, Gojira. You know what I'm saying there, Jonesy? Yeah, I bet you didn't know I knew that, huh? It ain't really Godzilla, it's Gojira. All right, now anyway, so now we have a large cat. Now I'm picturing once the cat falls in there, God bless her. I hope everything's fine. I hope everything's good. I hope she gets superpowers. You remember Thundercat? No, not the Thundercat. So let me back pace. Let me turn it down a notch for you, there, Jonesy. I almost called you Tony. Don't know why I'd call you Tony. Just rhymes. Anyway. What was it? Prince Adam, and he had that Freddy cat. And then he said, by the power of Grayskull, man. And Zappa Zappa. And then that cat would turn into Battle Cat. Remember that? Now, wouldn't that be crazy if they had some bionic, I guess it's metal plated, Battle Cat? You know? I really, 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 really should have thought this through. Maybe it ain't one of these things where I just think of something real quick and call you. But, hey, from what I can understand, the people have been asking about me. And by the people, I mean, oh, damn, man, I should give Jonesy a call. I ain't talked to him sometime. So if you guys don't want to hear from me, I don't care. It don't matter. I'll call you when I want, right? I'll let you know what's going on. Because Battle Cat, if you imagine a big green cat with a goalie mask on like that, and it's, you know, but then when's it wear off? You know? When's it wear off? Anyway, like I said, a lot of joke cola at the Dollar Tree. All right. Talk to you later, Jonesy. No, all right. Thank you. Bye-bye. Hey, Jonesy. I can't talk too loud right now. I'm in a parking lot next to an outstanding citizen who's in their car next to me, so I can't get too rambunctious. But what I'm calling you about right now is, you got that friend there that's got a quadruple nipple system going on their chest? Someone you knew from back in the day? Was his name Dan? Because I had a friend named Dan. He had a 1, 2, 3, 4 nipples. And he was also into all sorts of different types of body modifications, as in tattoos and piercings. So I told him one day, he should go get one of them Danny Trejo type tattoos on the middle of his chest, and then pierce all 4 nipples and connect them with a chain to be a nice little frame around the picture. Anyway, Jonesy, that's the type of stuff I think of when I listen to Weird AF News. You're doing a great job. Thank you very much. Hey, Jonesy, it's weird. I'm not the weird AF dude. No, I am the angry Florida man. Why do I keep saying that? All right. Anyway, Jonesy, I'm just calling you right now. This is where I can't edit anymore. You know what I'm saying, Jonesy? I just got to roll with the punches. Anyway, you were asking what a Buc-ee's was, and I thought good and hard about it. And I know who Bucky was. Bucky was this girl, Billie Jean Newdrider. She used to sit in the back of my third grade class, and she'd chew tobacco. Not a very appetizing type of thing you would like to see a young lady do, but she was a Bucky. She had a couple of nice big old Buckies on the front of her, her teeth, that is. And yeah, she used to gnaw on pencils and erasers and stuff. And kind of didn't like to let her borrow any of mine. He never got them back, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, Jonesy, that's a Bucky. I also heard that some other places around the country, it's a gas station with a Walmart and an aquarium in it. All right, take it easy.
Chris, you rock and roll, Jonesy. What is happening with you? Well, apparently you've never been to the Waffle House. They don't sell pancakes. They sell waffles. That's why it's called the Waffle House. And yes, Jonesy, I love the Waffle House. Nothing like good waffle with some hash browns with some melted cheese, mushrooms and onions in the hash browns, a little bacon, a little raisin toast, I should say. 3 cups of coffee, and I'm in like Flint. And bacon. Let's not forget the well done crispy bacon. Hopefully you're doing good, Chris. Hopefully your shows are lively, prosper, and you're having fun and going to some rock and roll concerts. I don't know about you. Gonna see a band that hasn't toured for over 30 years. 10cc is coming here. You remember them? You know that song, I'm Not in Love. Yeah, all that classic rock stuff that you make fun of and do your parodies. All right, you take care, my friend. And to all you weirdos out there, I love you all. Jim from Cleveland saying he's out.
La 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 la, la 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 la, Elmo's World, Elmo's World. Hi everybody, it's Elmo. You know, the last time Elmo called to say, how is everybody doing? But today, Elmo called because today is International Day of Happiness. Yay! So today, Elmo wants to know, is everybody happy? Yay! Elmo sure hope everybody happy. And Elmo thinks that one way everybody can be happy is to listen to Jonesy with Weird AF News. Now, Elmo's only 3.5, so Elmo's not allowed to listen. But Elmo's mom and dad, they listen to the show. And every time they do, they laugh like they cry like crazy. Now, Elmo always has to leave the room when Mom and Dad listen, but sometimes Elmo likes to play hide and seek all by himself. And one time, Elmo was hiding in the closet when Mom and Dad listened to the show, and I heard the stories that Jonesy was telling. And I don't understand any of the stories that Jonesy was telling. They just about crazy people and the crazy things they do, and I don't understand it at all. But Mom and Dad, they were sure laughing like they was really, really having a fun and happy time. So I think that everyone who would be listening to the show would be really happy and like really laughing all the time. So I think listening to Weird AF News with Jonesy would really make everyone be happy. So, Elmo's here all the time at Elmo's place with his goldfish, Dorothy. Say hi, Dorothy. Dorothy can't say hi. Dorothy's a goldfish. But Elmo's here with his dog Tango. Say hi, Tango. Oh, good girl, Dorothy. Good girl, Tango. That was my dog, Tango. So I hope Tango's happy. I hope that everyone listening have a happy day on International Day of Happiness. And Elmo say, la 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 la, la 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 la, Elmo's world and Jonesy's world. And good luck with your life, man. Bye bye. Stay happy.